so hot. Bonjour YouTube, welcome back to our channel. Today I am the only one in the video because Sinan is at work, and since we have been absent, or actually we've been publishing a little bit on and off and skipping some days, we're very sorry about that, but we've been enjoying the summer a bit too much. Today we're going to be talking about Paris on a budget and how to not spend all of your savings and all of your money when you visit the French capital. So, on y va! The first thing and the most important thing is come during the off-season. Meaning, don't come in June, July, August. These 3 months are the most expensive in the country. And probably December for Christmas, but not so much. That's for people who like winter. It's really nice to come in April, May, September and October. But especially September. September is my favorite time. Why? Because the weather is already nice. Or still nice in the case of September, but the prices are lower, the accommodation is more available, and there are less queues. Now the second thing, I was gonna put transport, but I thought, you know what, internet is extremely important for people, so let it be the internet. Now the internet is super important, and it can be a headache for some tourists when they come here. Let's just say that Paris doesn't have internet everywhere. You don't find it easily, and it can be a little bit costly as well. So you can get really good deals. The best one that I found so far is from Orange, and it's one of the main providers here in France. It offers you the France holiday package, I think. It's for $39.99, and it's for 30 gigabytes, and plus it offers you free minutes and free SMS as well. So it's a really good deal, and that way 30 gigabytes is a lot. So you can use it quite a lot in the country, and Orange has a really good coverage. So you will not be, most of the time you will not find yourself without the signal. So I'll put the link below and you can go and check it out and see it for yourself. But yeah, definitely get yourself a little plan while you're here, especially if you're staying here for more than, 2-3 days and you don't have your own plan. Now the next one is transport. Transport is super important and it's super accessible in France, especially in Paris. Paris is located in the region called Île-de-France. Île-de-France is divided into 5 zones when it comes to transport. And the best way to move around is public transport here. You need to get yourself a card. It's called Navigo. There is a Navigo Découverte, which I think could translate as Discovery, and that one you can charge it on daily, weekly or monthly basis. Now it's calendar based, so if you arrive, let's say after Thursday midnight, so let's say if you're arriving on Friday, technically you won't be able to buy the weekly pass for the current week because it will start on Monday only. So keep that in mind. But the plus thing about Navigo is that it's so much cheaper to do it, because let's say, give you an example, you arrive to Paris, you stay in Paris for like 3-4 days, and you want to obviously go and visit Versailles, but Versailles is not in Paris. Versailles is in a different area, and to get there you need to get RER train, and that train is a separate thing. It's a separate beast sort of thing. So if you have your tickets for Paris Metro, those tickets will not work on RER. RER is a separate thing, separate line, and that thing costs quite a bit. It will cost you around, I think, 8 euros to get there and back, around that amount per person. Whereas if you get, let's say, Navigo Découverte for all 5 zones, so you can go all around the region, for a week it costs you only 22 euro, which is amazing. You can use any type of transport in the region. So get Navigo, link below. Now, to add more to the transport subject is, don't be afraid of the metro. The metro is not ooh-hoo-hoo, it's not scary. You can still use it, it's really good, it's really efficient, especially if you're staying inside the city itself. You're about 500 meters away from each station. You're not that far, you can get anywhere within the city, and it's relatively safe. Just be vigilant and it's fine. Don't go into like northern Paris stations, like super up north, especially northeast, very late at night. It's not a good idea, don't go there. If you want to travel outside of the city, if you want to go outside of the region, if you want to go to neighboring regions or somewhere by the sea, then you need to use well, you don't need to, you can use a car, but it's gonna cost you a leg and an arm because petrol is expensive, plus there are tolls on the roads. Up to you, but if you want, you can use the trains, and the trains are super accessible, especially if it's off season. All you have to do is just go to SNCF-Connect, not dash, tire. I think it's dash. Anyway, I'll put the link below. So you go into that website, you check it in advance, and you can actually change the language down there. It's in French, obviously it will open in French, but you can scroll all the way down on the website and change it to the language that you need. I think they offer several languages there. English is definitely there. You change it, you search for your tickets there. This is directly from the train provider, from the train company, so there is no extra charge or anything of that sort, and you just order it from there. There are really good deals from time to time, actually, especially off the season. So check that out, use that. Now about accommodation. Well, it highly depends on what you're going to be doing here. Are you staying for long? Are you not? If you're staying for more than 3-4 days, highly recommended to use things like Airbnb and get a house, get an apartment. The reason for that is, first of all, the hotels, if you are on a budget, the hotels are not going to be big, they're going to be very small. You're going to have pretty much nothing inside the hotel. You will have a bed and fridge maybe, but like, I don't know, I've stayed in some hotels where there was no even fridge. And oftentimes you'll have like a shared toilet somewhere in a corridor, which is ridiculous, but it's the reality. And I'm talking about the budget hotels. Get an apartment, it's much better. You can cook, you can do your laundry, you can, most of the time. Some apartments don't have the laundry, but it depends on what you order, and I mean what you book. And that way you also get to experience how it is to live as a Parisian. You know, it's really cool. Now when it comes to food, let's say you've got your apartment, you've got your kitchen, you're set, yeah? You can cook for yourself if you want, but at the same time you really want to try the local cuisine, right? The closer you are to the monuments, the more expensive the food will be at the restaurants, and the flavor will go down. Like, it's not going to be that great most of the time. It's going to be expensive and it's not going to be that great. So avoid the main streets, go into smaller streets, look into smaller, less touristy places, and you will find some gems in there. You will find some really good places there. Also, if you want to save, check out what they have as plat de jour. That's like meal of the day. With that, you usually get your starter, your main course, and you get a drink as well. And it costs you normal amount of money, like between 17 and maybe 25, 30 euros, it depends. But this is what you can do. Lunches are usually a little cheaper than dinners. If you want to also save money like that, you can have a good lunch and then you can have something smaller for dinner. Personally, I don't eat late, so dinner is not a problem for me at all. Actually, I don't even have dinners. I prefer to have lunch, but in France, usually people have dinners very late. It's a big thing here, so people eat dinner. And dinner is when the restaurants are usually full and they will charge you quite a bit. Another thing, of course, there is nothing wrong with going to a supermarket or a marché, your local market that you will see on the streets twice a week, usually Wednesdays and Saturdays, and you can get some food there and then have a picnic if the weather permits. Now, when it comes to monuments, a lot of things can be seen for free in Paris. Not necessarily going in or going on them, but you can still see them. For example, the Eiffel Tower, you can look at it, you don't have to go on top of it. I personally have only gone to the Eiffel Tower once. I gone on the Eiffel Tower, in the Eiffel Tower. I don't know. Basically, I went inside only once and that was enough for me, because basically you're just on a tall tower and you see the city around you, but you don't see the tower, so what's the point? And it's a lot of headache, especially nowadays. Aside from that, you can go and look at Arc de Triomphe. That one is free as well to look at. If you want to go up, it will cost you, but it may actually be worth it, especially if it's off season, less people, and you can get really amazing views from the top. It's 360 degrees, it's absolutely fantastic. Then the other places like Notre Dame, well, Notre Dame now is closed, but when it reopens, hopefully soon, you can go in for free. Montmartre, Sacré-Cœur, you can go in for free as well. And then, of course, you can look at all the architecture, which is free. You don't have to go inside, and you can really enjoy looking at it. You can really enjoy some beautiful spots in the city. Actually, if you would like to see more of what to see in Paris in one day, and really quickly, check our video here that will tell you more about it. Now, carrying on from the monuments, let's get to museums. For museums, you can get the Paris Museum Pass, right? Those passes are for 2, 4, and 6 days. Depends on whether you really want to cover that many museums and whether you really have enough energy to do it. I mean, I wouldn't really. I don't know how long I would last, to be honest, but I think visiting museums in 2 days, that's a bit crazy, like all over the places. I don't know. But it could be worth it because it's not as expensive. Another thing is off-season, usually between October to April. A lot of museums are free on the first Sunday of the month. A lot of monuments are free on the first Sunday of the month. See, another thing why you should come during the off-season time. You literally can go in for free. And that will be it. These are your tips for not spending a leg and an arm in Paris. You can still enjoy the city. You can really enjoy the city if you just apply some of these tips and tricks. Of course, you can go and you can take a taxi and Uber and all of that and enjoy the comforts of luxury life. But this video is about budget visit to Paris and not a luxury visit to Paris. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful, and if you have, please let us know below in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and we promise that we will see you very soon, and we will definitely get back to our regular schedule of recording and publishing on Thursdays and Sundays. In the meantime, au revoir.